So this session is basically about the mindset, giving you and exciting you about okay what is happening in the industry, and this is all practical and based on our experience working with the top international clients that we are working with, and also a couple of Indian clients who are at a stage of making 5 to 10 lakhs a month, right? So that's exactly all the insights that we wanted to just give it to you so that you can have some context about what scaling up really means and how can you be better prepared for it, right? So let's deep dive into it. And like I said, what we will do in the next 30 or 40 minutes is to take on and understand what's the simplest and the most overlooked secrets uh, to actually 2x, 5x, and even 10x your current income. And this will all boil down to just one simple question. And that's the beauty of it, right? The more you scale, you'll realize concepts become a lot more, simpler, but may not be as easy to execute, right? And that's what we'll possibly you'll realize going forward in this. And I've also thought about just adding some humor element into it, so don't judge me on the humor part, but try to really understand and contextualize the gravity on what scaling up could really mean, and how can you actually apply this in your own business. So the key question, like I said, it will all boil down to just one simple question that you will need to answer for yourself: is what is your MOFU strategy, right? And like Nimit said, it's called the middle of the funnel strategy. So just take an humorous case in context here, right? Imagine there is a guy, he's about 27, 28. He's trying to get married, but he can't really find a good bride. And he's like, hey, Akshay, I want somebody who's rich, I want somebody who's successful, and I want somebody who's a fitness freak. So how do I go about that, right? And that's what this guy is thinking. And what he really thinks about is that okay, let me try to go to a place where there could be huge opportunity to meet a lot of women. So what he does is he creates a kind of a pamphlet, and it's a board actually, and he's writing that okay, hey, will you marry me, as you see it written here. And he goes to out of all places, if you guys are from Delhi or you know about Delhi, you know Rajiv Chowk, right? How crowded that metro station is. So this guy goes there and he's like, hey, who is willing to marry me, right? So how many of you actually think that he will actually find a bride this way, right? Because simply what he's doing, he is praying and praying, right? He's like, okay, let me see if I can find the right bride. Now, I want to like just Nirmit, I want you to take part and ask question, or let me know who's here. But I would just want to know how many of you guys who would want to volunteer to say that why will this strategy not work, or what do you think is the flaw in this? Like when you go to a metro station and you have a pamphlet, and you look good by the way, you are 27, 28, and with this strategy, what would happen?
Yeah, I would like, some of you who have not spoken, apart from the first five people that we talked to, anyone else at all, you can raise your hand or like directly unmute. That's okay. And come on, we're all friends here. And it's a very simple question. So, yeah.
So,
Or we can,
Akshay and
yeah.
Nirbhit,
Yeah.
what I feel is that if this is what we are doing, it's like you're getting lost in the crowd. You're not standing out in the crowd, right? You're standing just with some pamphlet or something and just staying there. So, who are the people who are going to notice you? Like you're like a passerby. People will just scroll you and move out. So, you need to be there with something that's going to like make them stop, have a look at you, and you need to have something that's going to help them take that action of marrying him or whatever. Since you've put as marrying, I'm going to use that word marry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why would a girl want to marry a guy who's just with a pamphlet stating I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Brilliant.
Exactly.
Brilliant answer, Dr. Bhavi, and thanks for taking the initiative and breaking the ice. And that's what we mean, right? That we are breaking the ice in this session is because we want you guys to be more interactive in this, right? So the idea, like Dr. Bhavi is saying, that I mean he's just one among like so many guys, and a lot of the people out there, a lot of the ladies out there on this station are not even thinking about all that, right? And you suddenly he just came out of nowhere, and they're like, which is this guy? Who's this weirdo out here in front of me, right? And that's possibly where the coaching industry is kind of headed, right? And like Dr. Bavi already mentioned about what will happen. So I mean, let's try to now see how can we help this poor guy to find the right bride for himself, right? So one strategy could be, and I never again you can think about some person who you think would be the good person to ask this question. But what can this person? How can we help them guy, right? Help this guy. Could we help him by? Is the targeting the problem for this guy? Should he go to some other metro station, or some other garden, uh, or he should write something else on that pamphlet such that he can find a bride through this strategy? Or is it that the pamphlet, instead of a pamphlet, he should actually have a LED thing going around with some decorations around it that will help this guy find a bride with this strategy? Now, anybody in this group would love you to invite and let me know about it.
I think I'll nominate this time. Let's go with Anshuman. What do you think?
Okay, so according to me, what I think is the presentation. Actually, how we are really taking out the message to the marketing. So, what I have realized now in like last 3-4 months intensively, it is not what you are offering, but how you are offering. That is something which is really creating a difference. Like, what is the difference between a person who is doing 5 lakh and what is and 1 lakh? That is basically the message to the market. So I think that is something, according to me, which I think is the issue. So that if that can be resolved, what message you are giving, you will be able to get the right bride for yourself in this context what you have shared. So
Got it. No, I would just ask you a counter question because it's a very good answer that you gave, right? So, do you think? So you're saying the messaging, right, which is the copy, basically, we're talking about, right? So, do you think in that pamphlet, if you write something else, he will be able to find a bride at that instant?
no, not something else, but how you are writing that, how you are presenting your offer, how you are showing it. Like everybody is writing out the same copy, same messaging. Everybody, like, I think now market is saturated. They know, like, they are getting matured enough. I think after COVID, in 2020s, this digitalization has picked up big way. Everybody is entering the online space, and now today people are matured enough, and you really need to do things out of the box to really grab their attention. And if you're not really able to grab the attention, you're losing a lot of money on the table. I think this is what I think.
Yeah, that's a brilliant attempt, Anshuman, and I appreciate you jumping in on this one. So, I mean, he's quite there because even if he goes to any other metro station, any other garden, any other mall, and he uses this tactic, like Bhavi said, he will still be blending in, right? So, again, targeting won't magically solve his problem, right? The ad copy as well won't really matter. I mean, what else could you write? Okay, my dad is an IS officer, and we have a lot of ransom or any other stuff to give you. No, that's not gonna attract the right crowd. Even if you attract some people, but that's not the quality that I'm looking for. Right? I'm looking for rich, successful, and fitness freak. That ad copy, I can't write any other copy, on that front, which can actually impulsively get me somebody, right? Because if anybody is just buying me on my face value on what I have written on the ad, that doesn't really work, right? Similarly, if instead of a pamphlet, I have a LED thing going around and all that, again, it's not gonna impact because the fundamentals are weak here, right? And if you look on the other end of the spectrum, can he improve his pitch, right? I mean, he's actually carrying the same pamphlet. Can he improve any pitch? Can he better handle any objection? Like some lady comes to him, hey, what the F are you doing here, right? Why are you carrying a pamphlet and showing it out here in the mall and expecting somebody to marry? How can he better handle this objection, right? It's impossible, right? And he's thinking about, okay, why are people actually not coming to me and interacting with me, right? Why are they no shows? Why are they ghosting me, right? And that's typically where I'm coming from. That I mean, marriage was a super exaggerated example just to get some human element out of it, and me trying a different way to send my message across. But the idea is that the market is now filled with business gurus, business coaches, marketing agencies, where in one spectrum you will say everybody pitching you get leads, 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 right? I'll help you with targeting, I'll help you with ad copy, I'll help you with creatives, X, Y, and Z, right? And on the other side of the spectrum, you will see group business gurus selling, okay, I can help you close better, I can help use this sales script, use this objection handling skills, right? So it's either leads, 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 or sales, 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 right? And that's where the biggest problem is there in the coaching industry on the business context. And because there are so many fitness business gurus out there today, there are also a lot of coaches entering into it and trying to learn from these guys, and they're also saying the same stuff which they are being taught, and they're only focusing on the top of the funnel, which is leads, 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 or they're focusing on just sales closing. But where everybody is literally missing the point is that the middle of the funnel is where the fortune lies, right? The richest people in the industry are not so much concerned about leads, 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 or sales, 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 because that's easy to do. That can be achieved in the first 3 months, if of course you have to have the hustle and what you guys have already put in. But the middle of the funnel is where the maximum brains have to be applied, right? And that's where the scaling up really comes, makes sense in the first place, right? So the middle of the funnel really is about the guy, this little poor guy. What he should have better done was he should have first gone into a setting where he could have given a better opportunity for anybody, any lady to actually know him, right? To exactly know that he is an authority, right? Or he is somebody who has the skills, or if he is looking for a fitness freak, then he is actually a person who is knowledgeable about it. People know about him, and they're like, hey, do you know about this guy? He's actually also looking to get married, and you told me about that yesterday as well. Who's he? Oh, he's the guy. Ah, got you, right? It's not marriage proposal. It's like you know him now, right? The next stage comes. Okay, you met and you found that okay, this person is very respectful. He understands the way things are. He gives me the space, and he's able to resonate with my points, my beliefs, and he is willing to help me make my dreams come true, and me being able to be a queen in his life to help him achieve the dreams. Now the attraction level goes up. And then the trust factor comes when there is a situation where the loyalty is at a test, where it's about the person going above and beyond, or the lady, either way, going above and beyond. That's what builds the trust. And now, no matter the girl's parents, they show as many rishtas, as many pictures of as many guys, the lady is gonna refuse everybody because she has this guy who she knows, who she likes, and who she trusts, right? And that's where the biggest fortune lies, right? You can go to as many shadi.coms and get as many leads, or you can go to as many places and improve your sales skills. But eventually what really will matter is you can't close all the sales calls as well, or as that higher percentage, if you don't have this middle of the funnel really cracked in. And that's what is the major point that we want to cover in this presentation, on how do we let people know about us, like us, and trust us, right? Because I mean, what it really feels like sometimes when people use either the leads optimization or sales, they get too much caught up into scratching the last bit from a toothpaste, where they're like almost burnt out, and they are all by themselves and they don't know how to actually get more quality leads, right? I mean, now they're again thinking, what message can I write better, and what else could I have closed that deal, right? There definitely is a scope, but it's not the scale where it kicks in, right? You can't scale something which is not consistent. And that's what the point is, right? So we want to actually become somebody who is not in this state of mind, and who can actually preempt that I need to get better. I need to make sure and find a way for people to know me at scale, like me at scale, and trust me at scale. And I know nobody else, no matter how good their ads are or how good their sales team is, I'll still win, right? And that's the biggest reason why TGO is where it is. Major factor is all of your guys' success, but secondly is about our focus on the middle of the funnel. I'm pretty sure if I take a poll on this, chat, none of you guys paid me on the call, right? And neither did I force them to, right? I gave everybody the sweet spot to take their time, right? I knew that what we offer is something differentiated. It will 100% get results, but I never overpitched myself, right? In fact, I underpitched. You guys never knew that this is the kind of support that you might actually end up with. And that's the biggest takeaway, is that when you have confidence in your middle of the funnel, you know wherever they go around searching in the market, they will eventually come to you because now you are going extra mile and they like you and know you and trust you. So that's the key message here. And now let's quickly understand a crux of it and understand the state of where this industry is headed, and how do you appreciate the power of MOFU strategy, right? So how do we actually do that? So basically, what we have realized, at TGO and talking to a lot of, we have about 20, international coaches. I think averagely they are making about 20 to 30 lakhs a month as well, using the exact same strategy that you guys are using, and a couple of guys from India as well. So what we have realized is that today we are living in a time where it's a trust recession going on, right? People really are not buying things like they used to, right? People don't trust people anymore all that much, right? Especially online. And what has resulted because of this are four big problems, right? Number one, the attention is going down, right? There are far too many coaches now, and you need to really, understand that everybody is saying the same stuff on top of the funnel to get the leads. Same stuff, leads, or they're focusing on, okay, how can I just trick and get a sale in, right? How do I just say one sentence and get a sale in quickly, right? So they are like just focusing on the bottom of the funnel. And that's why the attention is also going down. People are not even paying attention on the sales calls because, I've heard this numerous times. As opposed to, you be like, hey, this call is for me to really understand, a bit about you, and so that we can take a decision, in the coming days if you are a good fit, because sometimes we do need to go through that process. And that's refreshing, right? So many people on this call, have told me on this call, on the sales call, that Akshay, I think this is the best ever sales call I had, because you weren't even selling me, right? You were actually telling me that, hey, these are the reasons why you should not join in, and now you decide if you want to come in, right? So that's point number one, right? So no matter what content you're putting, what stories you're doing, what ads you're doing, you should know that everybody else is also doing. So how do you, really, is there any point in competing at that degree and thinking about how do I create the next best ad? Or is it more about how do I focus on the middle of the funnel, which I can have full control over? Second thing that we're noticing in the market with all of our top clients, and of course these things are all about scale, right? So this is like way beyond 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, and even beyond 10 lakhs, right? So we are talking about at scale what we are seeing. So we are seeing that the buying cycle is much longer now. From what it used to be 1 to 2 weeks that people used to take to pay for a higher ticket package. When I say higher ticket, it's like 50K, 60K, 80K packages for 90 days of coaching. That has gone up to now 1 to 2 months that people are now taking, right? There was one guy, I remember yesterday on a sales call, this guy was saying that, hey, I have actually got booked 5 other, coaches before TGO. So let me go and talk to all 5 of them and then make my option that if TGO is the best. And I said, okay, that's perfect. Let me know if you want to know more names. There are definitely more than 5. So if you definitely need more assistance, I'm happy to help, because I want you to take a better decision. And if you go somewhere else, I'll know, what we can fix. And that guy again recently signed up, right? And that guy paid yesterday itself. So that's what I'm talking about, that the buying cycle have gone longer, and the more you become pushy, you just further break that trust, and they don't even like you now. So all they know is that they know you, that I don't trust you, right? Third thing that we're noticing is that the show up rates are down. What it used to be like a year back, about 65 to 70% for sales calls, now it has gotten sub 40 in some cases, especially when the middle of the funnel is not at all there, and we're like just bluntly saying, hey, are you still interested? or hey, we had a call, are you coming on the call? When you're doing these blunt follow-ups or reminders, we have definitely seen it below 40% as well in some cases, right? So that's the third issue, when what we are actually observing and we need to like safeguard ourselves from. And fourth thing is that the skepticism is higher than ever, right? People have been burnt by like multiple bad investments, coaches, programs, you name it, right? And they just don't trust enough. And here the idea is that how can you nurture them well in advance before the call, or you take sales call as just one touch point for you to nurture him along the way, because you know that okay, I want to convert this guy not today, but in the 1 month period he should actually leave with an impression that there's nobody better than let's say Anshuman. If he's selling on the call, that I really loved him on the call. He didn't push me all that much. He did tell me that there are repercussions if I don't pay it on the call or in the next 1 or 2 days, but he wasn't desperate about getting that one sale. And what Anshuman isn't doing in the back of the mind, that okay, I've done this touch point, now I need to make sure that I send some more information across to him and all that stuff. So that's what is really working, and you guys have to take in consideration, how did I sell you guys, right? And did I seem a salesy guy, or what did I do different, right? And that there lies some of the things that I am preaching, what I've practiced, what I'm preaching you here, right? So these are the implications of the trust recession that we're going through, and the name of the game now, right? So how do we go past that? So the name of the game is now gonna be nurturing, and nurturing, right? And this is the newest stuff in the market. In fact, we're gonna be building a lot more content going forward. You are the first guys to really understand where TGO is going and what we're gonna blast in the market also about. Is that everyone is talking about the top of the funnel, which is acquiring leads. Everybody talks about bottom of the funnel, but middle of the funnel is where the fortune lies. And how do you nurture, right? So it's not just about your DMs, right? That you're nurturing people in the DMs, or you're nurturing them on the sales calls or anything, but it starts from the ads. Have you ever thought about nurturing people through a sequence of ads which helps them actually love you more or trust you more? And that's what you're going to talk about in this call, which TGO is doing. And you will actually also make sense. Okay, I've been seeing a lot of ads. That's why these guys are running that ad. Now I understand. Possibly I should also look out for that opportunity, because I also want to get to a point where I make 10, 20, 30, 40 lakhs a month, depending on what your goal is, right? So the real goal is, how do we take a cold lead and bring it to the bottom of the funnel by accelerating the MOFU strategy, right? By doing something which 99% of the industry is not even talking about. Tell me one coach that you see on the internet who's selling MOFU strategy, right? Nobody, because it only makes sense when you have reached certain level, right? So this is the area where we need to really focus on, that how do we accelerate the process of people liking us, knowing us and trusting us. And you guys have to really dig in down. Why does your friends love you? What do they say about you, right? Will the prospects also say the same thing about you? If not, that's where we need to really optimize, right? So now let's, like I said, there are two sequences that we'll talk about nurturing. One is in the DMs and one is in the ads. So let's start with ads nurturing. So the old way, or when I say old, I mean when you're not scaling up, right? So everything else is old for this set of group right now. I'm considering, but the old way was like spraying and praying, like I told you, right? Constantly, if somebody didn't respond, I would write, you would write, okay, are you still interested? Are you still interested? Are you gonna come? Are you gonna do this? I mean, of course they're interested, right? I mean, that's why they actually inquired you in the first place. So they are interested, but they just don't know you yet enough. They just don't like you enough, and that's why they're not responding. So our thinking should be, it's my responsibility to make sure I give them enough, such that they have enough to bite that bait, and they actually consume that, and then they are telling me that they are interested, as opposed to me following up with that, right? And the old way was like holding back a lot of information and being like, okay, this is a hidden thing. When you purchase my program, that's when I'll give it to you, right? And or when you show up, I'll give you that piece of information, right? So that again is the old way. When you're talking about the middle of the funnel, what your goal should be, my best people in the industry should be residing in my DMs and they should be loving me. Because if I do that, I know for a fact that they are gonna be buying from me one day or the other. And imagine 3 months in, if you did this, every month you can actually predict that everybody who pinged me in the month one are 100% gonna buy, and buy at my price and buy at my expectations that I'm setting, and no matter what ads anybody runs. And that's the power of owning your audience, right? It's like called earned traffic. Whatever we are doing right now with direct response ads, it's not earned, right? It's like just paid traffic. You're paying for it every time. But imagine earning that traffic. If you're spending $25 on a DM, why not just pay that once and like nurture him like hell to a point where he is like just obsessed that I only want to work with this particular person. And that's the power of it. The old way was creating generic content, if at all we did, and praying that somebody just watches that or and has some impact on it. So it's like kind of all over the place, kind of not the strategy that I want to focus on much. But hey, I hope I was looking good in this reel and somebody would like just possibly, hopefully, gonna send me a DM that hey, I'm there, right? So that is the old way now, right? And this is what, when we're talking about going beyond 5 lakhs a month, 10 lakhs a month, the new way is to do something which we call a VAFU strategy, right? WAFU is what we call it, which is called value added follow up inside the DMs, right? Where you are reactivating the old leads based on relevance, right? Oh, I just did this presentation with my exclusive group of people of 20 who are success stories. Can I actually use this presentation as give it to somebody who is already making 3 lakhs a month and who did a sales call with me? Hey, I just did a presentation with my exclusive group and would love to share the strategy on what we are discussing. Of course, happy to know and know your thoughts about it. And what is that person gonna say? Yeah, of course, send me over. And do you think this information is so valuable that they would believe that okay, this guy is already giving so much for free that I want to work with him? Absolutely. And that's how you convert for a longer period of time, that he is immune to any ads that they see on the internet. Second thing is about being really curious about their struggle of what's stopping them to move forward, right? Sometimes we go too much with the script and we actually forget why are we asking that question in the first place and what that information can mean to you, right? Is it just okay, he has to speak few lines and then I'll have to, so that I can send him a calendar link? Is that the thinking? Or the thinking is where this person is currently stuck? Like genuinely, where is he stuck? Because the profile looks good, he has money, I know for sure he can pay me a decent amount of money and he can get good results, but where is he stuck? Is it that the finances are the issue, or is it the fact that they don't trust me, or they are like just plain bland responses, so they don't like me right now, right? So all of these things could be. So know that where your customers are in that journey. Are they in the knowing you phase, liking you phase, or trusting you phase? And accordingly, you can have some of the other valuable content that you can give it to them. If they are not knowing you, can you have a quick video introducing yourself on your profile? Or give them a quick thing. If you are on Wikipedia, give them a Wikipedia link that, hey, I just featured on Wikipedia, wanted to just share with you and let you know because I'm really happy about it and there's a bonus attached to it. So whoever is giving me an honest feedback about this content piece that I just shared, I am giving something more of value in the coming days. And oh, this guy is giving me for free. Brilliant. Right? It could be explainer videos, it could be a long form content, it could be something that you shared with your clients already, which you feel okay, this person is facing, and you actually created some content for him. Just take that and see if you can replicate that into a valuable content so that you can control the conversation, right? One key thing one of my mentors really taught me back then was consumption before conversion, right? People usually take minimum of 7 touch points to get converted, right? First could be okay, they saw your ad. Second could be they did a quick conversation with you. Third could be that you had a quick, story interaction, right? You like their story, they liked yours. Fourth could be you are doing a quick, Zoom call with them. Fifth could be you sending some good free stuff. But usually, after the seventh point, you are at a stage where 80% of the deals can actually start getting closed, as opposed to we all know the numbers, right? With paying and praying strategy, it's good till getting the point that we have reached, but to get to the next stage, we need more better thought through strategy so that we can control the narrative and we can control how much revenue can we predictably make, as opposed to I hope next month I can repeat this success, right? And that's what is the difference, because otherwise you can't hire people, right? I mean, today we have 50 employees in the company, and why can we predictably grow and think about adding more employees and building teams around, is because we are very sure how much revenue we're gonna make next month, right? And that certainty brings more innovations, and the team gets more motivated, and then you bring more customer success, right? So you need to be absolutely sure how much revenue I want to really make next month, and what is causing me to do not do get to that point, right? So having these valuable content pieces is like the number one thing. It can vary that, okay, I don't want to post on social media the videos, don't do that, but can you create PPTs? Can you create PDFs? Can you share some insightful video that you shared with your client? It could be anything, right? So asking these guys a key question about, hey, what can I send you? Because I know you are in this stage. I know, Anshuman is in this stage of where he's not really, he has some skepticism around this. What can I send this guy? Hey, I just created this. Would that be helpful if I share that with you? Of course, they'll say yes. And what happens after reading that? Right? That depends on your quality of the video or the content that you're preparing, right? What do you need right now? What is your single most important question, concern, pain point, whatever it is? But we have to really be genuinely worried about our customers' problems, because if we do that, they will just sense that much faster than any other strategy that you can really do. So this is where we are heading on the DM side of things. Now let me just quickly give you a quick tactic here, right? This is a tactical thing. You already understood the strategy on the top, but the quick tactic here is a reactivation sequence, right? So this is something which all of our clients are doing, who are doing above that revenue number, are utilizing. So step one is like, hey, just scroll back, down in your DMs and look at all the conversations where they are pending, right? And if you are running ads for the last 3 months or whatever months that you're running, you might have 100 few conversations right there, right? Now you need to activate, or rather reactivate, these old messages. If you have the unsend resend feature, I mean, it's still an anomaly about what is happening with that feature, but as long as you have it, you can unsend and resend that message, if that makes sense. Or you can unsend, and now based on this new information that you have, you can think about what that reply, how can that be better, that question or whatever you sent. Then you need to follow a 2-step sequence where you give them, understand where they are, and give them something valuable, right? Give them for free, and tell them that, hey, I want you to promise me that you will share a review about it though after you read it, because I want feedback about this, right? It's free, I know, but it's not free. It's price free, but it's not. I still want feedback about it, right? That is a very good way for you to build that relationship and come across something very different than all the other coaches who are like, hey, are you still interested? We had a call, are you gonna join? If you can sense that person is not ready, they don't know you or trust you, use these strategies. For the older clients, right, who were your clients but now are not, you can just be like, hey, name, you came across my mind today while I was whatever I was doing. I hope all is well. Shoot me an update. What's going on with your life, with your business, or whatever it is, right? So we need to take a higher ground and not just be about fitness sometimes, right? Okay, how your fitness goals are going. Good questions to ask when you are like 1 or 2 messages in, but you need to really come across as a genuine human being first before coming across as a person who wants to just sell, right? So that's the second step about reactivating the old messages. And just to give you a quick tidbit, okay, once these guys are reactivated, okay, you're like, hey, yes, I want your free stuff, and they gave a good review, and that, oh yeah, this is good. And let's say this old client that you messaged, and she's like, okay, yeah, life is good. Kind of had this problem in between, but now I'm recovering and all set and all that. Then what do you do? And that's what we have come up with. It's something called the POP framework, right? And you can use this to book calls. And this framework is again a little more nuanced than what we are already used to. And it's about problems, obstacles, and possibilities, right? That's where we want to go and take this conversation to. So what we're doing here is, immediately when they respond to that reactivation message, what you're doing is you're asking them, hey, now you're in a point of asking them questions. So now you're like, hey, how are your fitness goals going so far, going into summer/New Year, whatever it is, right? And you need to understand the pain, right? We need to understand what really is the pain point that these guys are facing. How long has that been going on for them, right? We want to understand the duration. What's been the impact of that on their business or life, to understand the problem, and then go into the obstacles, what's stopping them to do that in the first place, and then possibly drawing out the possibility, right? You gave something for free, you got a great feedback about that. Now you're trying to understand their pain, the length of the pain, the problem, the obstacles, and now charting out a very crafted possibility of what you can actually get them to. That's what possibly get you a call booking which is well nurtured. Now this person is not gonna be like in a hurry to leave the call. This person is not gonna be like ghosting you on the call. This person is not gonna be missing your call, right? Because this guy is well nurtured now, right? And of course, I mean, we'll be sharing this presentation entirely with you guys, so you can take this script and all that. Not wanting to go too much into depth. You guys are already well versed, and that's why you are reaching this revenue figure on how to get a call booked. But the real point that we are trying to derive here is that you can actually beat the competition by doing what they're not doing. And actually, the major juice in the industry is in the middle of the funnel. Now let's quickly cover the same nurturing thing that you can do in terms of ads, right? How do you nurture people through ads? So the old way of how everybody starts doing ads, right? That's what TGO did in the first 3-4 years back when we started it. We used to do the same thing, right? And this works to some degree. It's like spraying and praying, right? We're just selling offers. I'm looking for 5 men and women, X, Y, and Z, right? And that's a great offer, right? That works, and we still need to continue doing that. But now we need to have more strategic planning to be done so that we can scale up to those revenue figures, right? All of this, whatever you know already, is gotten you to this point, and it will continue to work, right? Like I said, but it's like you are scratching the bottom of the barrel now, right? The barrel is almost almost exhausting, because you're a solo founder trying to do multiple things, and going past that number, it's like toppling, right? The engine is getting way too worked up. And that's what we are kind of seeing here. So when you run these ads, you get good, leads. Okay, you get some good quantity leads, but your control on the quality is very limited, right? Remember the Shadi example, right? I mean, the guy who's the poor guy, just having an offer in his hand and like having all sort of randomness coming into the DMs, and that's possibly why it's happening, right? Like we have been telling, we still cracked the formula of which we were very excited to handhold you with, to get to the lead quality of 30% as well with this, which the industry is like at 5%, 10%. Right? We have been able to do that together, all of us. But now the point is, can we scale up? How do I ensure that to be working at scale now, right? And when you're running these direct offer ads, right, during the scale up phase, what really happens is, when the quality is very inconsistent, it leaves a lot too much work in the DM nurturing phase, right? And even if you do that phase mildly well, it's still a hard sale at the end, because they don't trust you, they don't know you, they don't like you, right? And that's pretty much what's happening, right? Here, that's ad number 1, ad number 2, ad number 3, different colors, winning creatives, all that stuff that's going around, and then people coming in the DMs, right? You can still make 5 lakhs a month in this, right? What I'm talking about is the ease of making money, is because this strategy is more of a kind of, as you scale up, you'll start stressing out about these things, and which is what I'm trying to normalize, that it's very normal to go through this phase, and which is why we are meeting today and having this conversation. I can't really have this conversation with any other members in the TGX Elite right now, because if I bombard them with such advanced knowledge, they'll be like, okay, I won't be starting a business anymore, right? So for them, that's a good start to get to this point of getting to 3 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs. Now beyond that, we can be smarter, right? So the new way of doing it is multi-level ad sequences, right? So instead of just having one layer, which is direct conversion ads where you're selling offers and directly DMs, you're actually taking them through a sequence, right? Ad level 1 is when you are actually running authority building ads, right? Where you are shown as an industry, veteran, or as a person who has superior knowledge. So if you guys have been seeing my ads on podcast, right? It's been running quite a lot recently, right? So what am I doing there, right? It's about authority building, right? And whoever is watching those ads for more than 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, I'm showing them my second level ads, which is about destroying their objections. Akshay, I need thousands of followers to get started. I know that is a pain point. I want to destroy that. Hey, I have a lot more people who are successful, less than 1,000 followers. Hear their testimonial out. Click the link below to get started. Oh, I need to have great English to do that. Okay, listen to our superstar client Prashant, right? Hey, I need to have I don't know if I have the technical skills to do all of this. Hey, average client at TGO is about 35, and we go up to 62-year-old as well. They're all running ads. You don't need technical skills. So now I'm destroying their objections because I know in authority stage they know me. They know he's somebody, right? I mean, who would go on a podcast, right? Who would create such valuable piece of content for free without anything in return? I'm not saying I'm looking for 5 men. I'm saying that, hey, this is what I have to tell you guys to just educate you, right? And then I'm destroying some objections which they might have, and then I have direct conversion ads, the last layer. So whoever first watches the authority ads, the 3 ads, whoever watches like 30%, 40% of those, only those people see my objection destroying ads. And once they see those, whoever has seen these objection destroying ads for 30-40%, I show them my direct conversion ads, right? And now I know whoever is watching, even if before they enter our ecosystem of booking a call through a VSL, or when we do DM strategies, we have had 7 touch points, which averagely it takes. And hence, booking on the sales call and getting paid in full on the call, despite my nature of actually pushing the lead away, is still getting us 60-70% paid in fulls, and about 80% of them end up having a deposit, and remaining come back after talking to other agencies that are out there whose ads you guys must be seeing, right? So that's how we were actually. By the way, I'm not sure if you guys know that we became India's first company to actually have 100+ success stories in this space, and with what we had in the hands, and that too most affordable, right? So it was all possible because of these insights that we really were very hungry about, right? So this is where the next level stuffs come in, because eventually it will all come down to how well can you nurture them, right? And this is our bottom of the funnel, or sorry, the middle of the funnel strategy for the DM sequences and for the ads. Now I think the next part is really about what your game plan is, right? What are your takeaways now, right? So the takeaway is, number one, when the market is focused on leads and sales, now you are at a stage where you don't need to get too much worked up about it, and you should be like, okay, what's in my control, right? Is nurturing in my control? 100%. Whoever came into your DM 3 months back, if that person is not your client today, it's your mistake, right? It's our mistake. What could we have done with that person is where our mind has to go. Because if I can manage that length, okay, I'm not good at sales यार, भी पहली कॉल में पहली बार आके जो मेरे को जानता भी ना हो, पहचानता भी ना हो, ट्रस्ट भी ना करता हो, then you will have to actually sound like a scammy guy to close that person, right? But if you take 3 months, कि 3 महीने में आपको convince करना है इसको, oh, anybody can do it, because it takes heart, it takes care. Anita said on this call, right, that nurturing aspect of Harshita, right, it takes heart, and that's what people love. All of you guys in your testimonials have said that we love TGO for their support. Everybody said that, right? Despite we have like a lot more other things, but major thing was about support because it takes care, and people love to be taken care of. So if you can take care of these people before they even work with you, you have hit the nail on the head. Now, recapping on the next aspect is like nurturing through both DM and ad channels is the only way to cement yourself in the industry as a top player, right? No matter who you take, you just focus on their strategies. You'll understand where the roots are, right? On how they're actually functioning. You'll continuously like improving your sales skills, getting more humbler, more understanding and all that. That is a constant process that you should be irrespectively doing. But this is what you should be looking at, right? Then comes on the DM nurturing part. What we discussed, we have to now start thinking about till when do I need to. I just keep spraying like, are you still interested? And when do I actually start taking one tiny effort in understanding where my customers are stuck using the POP framework, right? Problem, obstacles, possibility, right? Third thing that we discussed was sending them the best piece of content. So what can I do? What is that one thing which I am comfortable with, be it video, be it PDF, be it what I'm sharing with my clients, that can actually build more trust and people can know me, like me, and trust me. Fourth thing is telling them, hey, when you send this piece of content, you get that buy-in that, hey, promise to let me know how you find this, whatever it is. Fifth thing is follow up on how they found the content after it, because now you have an opportunity to actually ask them, hey, how did you find it, without coming across as a salesy guy, and then lead them to a call using the WAFU framework that we talked about. And always remember content consumption before conversion, right? If you're not able to convert all of your sales calls, think about how much content did they consume before coming on, right? Last part that we discussed was about ad nurturing, which is the control on lead quality is very limited if you are running just offer based ads. You guys have really hit the ball out of the park by getting such good lead quality and being able to close at this thing. Everybody else, there are like 350 plus coaches now in TGOX Elite, and you are just top 20. So you're the top 5% of the people who are able to do it. So that really shows how much you have been able to grow. But now what you can possibly think about in terms of scaling up is be prepared on actually going an extra level deeper on having a multi-level ad strategy if your thinking is to actually scale up beyond that revenue, right? And thinking about like how can they know